No. That is what I was hoping would not happen. Shit.
Hey there. So I do a little bit of gardening here and there. Ah, yes. Look at those plants. So gardeny and plantful. But of course, not everything I plant survives. And that's what brings us here today. I had a basil plant that is very much dead now. But I was staring at the dead carcass of it while sitting outside, and I thought to myself, you know, that looks like a tree trunk. And I figured I could make something with it. So if you watched my last video, which I recommend you do, you'll know that I got a kit with a lot of different supplies for building dioramas. So I've decided I'm gonna make the classic tree house. I'm gonna really punch those 80s and 90s kids right in the nostalgia. So we have a dead basil plant. We have a bunch of random supplies. Let's get to work. I'm starting out by gluing the tree trunk to the base and bulking out the ground with glue and paper towels. From there, I'm using paper mache to fill in the ground around the tree. While the paper mache is still soft, I pressed in some other sticks to create an exposed root system for the tree. The small dowel sticking up from the ground next to the tree will be a little secret base sign later in the project. But I need to get everything that was to be sunk in the ground in at this point while things were still drying up. The one problem with the paper mache is that it took a really long time to dry, about 2 days, which is a bit too slow for my liking. So I need to experiment more with different combinations of techniques, whether that be plaster or whatever else, to get adequate working time without drying too quickly or too slowly. So I've built up a small platform and weathered it in preparation for the walls of the treehouse to go up. This process is similar to building an actual house, where I add some studs, frame up the windows and door, then build up the siding accordingly. All 4 walls have been put up. We have our doorway right here. It's looking good. Give you a nice 360 of that. So what I've started doing off camera is starting to make the little rope ladder that is going to be attached at the bottom there down to the ground. So I will continue doing that. What I'm doing is, as you can see, I'm putting a little dab of super glue on the string, adding a bit of dowel, and then once that's dried, I wrap the dowel around and add another bit of super glue on the back. So then you get this nice little wrapped look. So I'm going to continue doing that. The one thing I realized is that, you know, if this was an actual tree house, I wouldn't want a flat top because then water would just, you know, sit there and come in. I wouldn't want that if this was my tree house. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extend the front wall up a bit more such that it can have a slope backwards so the water will run off there. Obviously, there's not going to be any water, but, you know, we go for realism here. I added that angle now, so I can build the roof on top of that. But I have also finished the rope swing and attached it on, and I think that looks really freaking cool. Yeah, it's coming along nicely. I added the roof shingles on, and so the structure is pretty much done. What we need to do now, or at least what's next on the docket, is to paint the base a brownish color, just because dirt, and I need to put weathering on the house itself. Once we've weathered it and added all the detail we want to the house, that's when I'm gonna start working on the leaves of the tree and the grass and plants on the ground, and that's when things will really start coming to life. So, let's get to it. I start the landscaping by mixing up a muddy green-brown paint and painting the papier-mâché. I don't expect this to show through, but it's an insurance in case the dirt and grass I put on later don't fully cover it all up. I'm being careful not to paint the roots that I put down, as I am happy with the color they already are. I then add a dark wash to the treehouse to get the small nooks and crannies in the wood dark and give a higher contrast, making it look more accurate at a small scale. I make sure to dab the excess off. I then paint glue onto the surface and sprinkle dirt on top. This dirt I just grabbed from outside, baked it at 200 degrees for like an hour to kill anything that might be living in it, then sifted it through a sieve to get the finer dirt particles. After that, I paint a white dry brush onto the treehouse to really make the wood look aged, as wood grays over time, and it really starts looking good. I started adding a little bit of the grass, just to test it out. I added the weathering on the treehouse itself. I added some curtains, and the reason I did that is, I will show you right now. Let's see if I can get this to work first try. Oh, there it is. I'm going to add, or I added an LED in there, which I still gotta wire up, so I'm going to drill a hole through the base into the bottom, which will allow me to connect up some wires. And then I'm gonna paint those wires to look like ivy on the tree, and then it should be good. And then from there, I'm gonna continue adding grass and texture to the base and start actually filling out the leaves and the bulk of the tree. And then, it'll start to get close to done. I really hope you're enjoying the build so far. If you are, it would really mean a lot to me if you took a moment to like the video and subscribe to my channel. In today's age, where we have to claw our way up the ladder to please the algorithm gods, it really helps me out, as I'm still very much a small channel and would love to build a larger community to share these awesome projects with. So if you'd be willing, I will love and appreciate you forever. Thanks.
So, don't do what I'm about to do. When I started the diorama, I didn't think I was gonna put an LED light in it, but now I'm here at this state, about to make a hole to fit this little tea light candle in the bottom. So I'm hoping I don't destroy this thing. So I'm gonna drill that hole and hopefully I don't destroy this thing. We'll find out. No. That is what I was hoping would not happen. Shit. What if I just ripped the wire out? Okay, I can solve that issue later. Okay, overall successful. I think I can either pull this wire out a little bit more or solder another just length of wire to it just to give it more length to work with. But I don't think it's the end of the world. I think overall we did a decent job here. And I think we'll be okay.
Once upon a time, in a small town nestled in the heart of a lush forest, there lived a group of friends who shared an extraordinary bond. Every summer when school was out, they would gather at their secret base, a magnificent treehouse hidden amidst the branches of an aging oak tree. The treehouse stood as a testament to their friendship, a haven where they could escape the demands of the world and embrace the freedom of their youth. It was a place where laughter echoed through the rustling leaves and imagination soared like birds in the open sky. As the summer sun painted golden hues across the landscape, the friends embarked on their adventures. They would set out on expeditions armed with backpacks filled with snacks, water bottles, and boundless curiosity. They explored the meandering paths that wound through the forest, discovering hidden treasures and unraveling mysteries as they went. The treehouse itself became a canvas for their dreams and ambitions. They adorned its walls with sketches, paintings, and photographs, capturing the essence of their shared memories. They wove stories around the warm lantern that hung within its safe timber walls, their faces illuminated by the glow as the stars above witnessed their tales of fantastical creatures and mythical lands. But amidst the mischief and laughter, they discovered the true magic of their summer retreat, the irreplaceable bond of friendship. Together, they weathered the storms that life sometimes brought their way, finding solace in each other's company. They provided a safe harbor, a sanctuary of understanding and acceptance as they navigated the uncertain waters of growing up. As their last summer together drew to a close and the whispers of autumn beckoned from the horizon, the friends gathered for one final evening in their beloved treehouse. They sat in silence, their hearts heavy with the knowledge that time had carried them one step closer to adulthood. With a bittersweet smile, they made a pact to preserve the memories they had forged and promised to return to their sanctuary, no matter how far life scattered them. They climbed down from the treehouse, their laughter trailing behind like a symphony of joy. And so, as the years passed, their treehouse remained an emblem of their enduring friendship, a beacon of nostalgia and laughter that held within its walls the magic of endless summers and the spirit of those young hearts who embraced life's adventures with open arms.